annual event, and it's been interesting. I made the bulletin about an hour and a half, 2 hours ago, and there's already been some additions since then. But which is why I only made it an hour ago. But it's wonderful to see you all, and I'm excited about tonight. And I just want to welcome you all. The hope is that we have a good time. Maybe occasionally worship, maybe occasionally laugh, and that more than anything we enjoy, and especially the talents of these young ones. But children of all ages are up here doing things tonight. So wonderful. So let's go ahead and get started. I invite you to grab your hymn books. If you don't have the Christmas carol memorized, we're going to start out by singing the first and the third verses of O Come All Ye Faithful. You need not stand, which is our tradition, but don't worry about it. O come all ye faithful, joyful and triumphant. O come ye to Bethlehem. Come and behold him, born the King of ages. Let us adore him. Oh, come, let us adore him. Oh, come, let us adore him, Christ the Lord. Sing choirs of angels, sing in exaltation, sing all ye citizens of heaven above. Glory to God, glory in the highest. Oh, come let us adore him. Oh, come let us adore him. Oh, come let us adore him, Christ the Lord. Amen. You guys sounded wonderful. That was great. It is my pleasure to introduce the masters of ceremony for tonight, the puppet station. And we have over here, we have Becky and Matthew. Take it away.
Hi, everybody. Merry Christmas. What do you think of my new scarf? I got it from the Atlanta Marin Puppet Emporium. It's beautiful. Oh, and hi, Matthew. Hi, Becky. I love your hat. Thank you. I was hoping that Pastor Steve might let me be in the live nativity scene. I'm sure he'll think about it. All right. Hey, we're going to get things started. We have a lot of great talented people here tonight, and we're so happy about that. First, I think we're going to go with a piano solo.
Yeah, it's going to be with Evelyn Lynch. She's going to go tell it on the mountain.
Yay, Evelyn!
Where did your dad put the music standing?
Oh my gosh, we got so excited back here, we kind of losing our hats. You guys have that, oh, wait, there's that. Okay, all right, we got your hats here, that's cool. Okay, thank you so much, Miss Evelyn, for that, that was wonderful. I think we're gonna hear some poetry next, what do you think, Matthew?
Yes, Isaac Mann is going to do Christmas Giving by Iris Bray and The Grinch by Dr. Seuss.
Oh, I love that one. Okay, Isaac, take it away.
The Grinch with his Grinch feet, ice cold in the snow, stood puzzling and puzzling. How could it be so? It came without ribbons, without tags. It came without packages, boxes organized. And he puzzled and puzzled till his puzzler was sore. Then the Grinch thought of something he had done before. What if Christmas, he thought, doesn't come from a store? What if Christmas perhaps filled need a little more?
It's done.
Oh, I didn't hear your Christmas giving, I'm sorry. I was still listening, I was in trance. All right, well, you know what? We have all kinds of talent here, not to mention my personal talent. But we won't go there yet. All right, now with that, we are going to hear from a soloist after my own heart. Thank you very much. I'm just the most wonderful soloist. But we're going to let Scarlett do this one. What is she singing, Matthew?
The First Noel.
Oh, I love that one. Scarlett, take it away.
First Noel, the angel did say, was you searching for shepherds in fields as they lay? In fields where lay keeping their sheep on a cold winter's night that was so deep. Noel, 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 born is a King of Israel.
Oh, you're going to give me a run for my money. I can see that already. Oh, my goodness. Well, now we're going to hear a little bit of a poem, I believe.
Yes, Steve, Pastor Steve is going to do Noel.
Oh, let's hear it. Pastor Steve.
This was a last minute add-on. We had a number of people who were sharing that became sick and canceled at the last minute. So I thought I'd add this poem in to take up some time. It is my favorite Christmas poem from one of my favorite authors, J.R.R. Tolkien. Wrote it. It was discovered in one of his college publications about 8 years ago. But it's called Noel. Grim was the world and gray last night. The moon and stars were fled. The hall was dark without song or light. The fires were fallen dead. The wind in the trees was like to the sea, and over the mountain's teeth it whistled bitter cold and free, as a sword leapt from its sheath. The Lord of Snows upreared his head, his mantle long and pale. Upon the bitter blast was spread, and hung o'er hill and dale. The world was blind, the boughs were bent, all ways and paths were wild. Then the veil of cloud apart was rent, and here was born a child. The ancient dome of heaven's cheer was pricked with distant light. A star came shining white and clear, alone above the night. In the veil of dark, in that hour of birth, one voice of a sudden sang. Then all the bells in heaven and earth together at midnight rang. Mary sang in this world below. They heard her startled rise, o'er mist and over mountain snow, to the walls of paradise. And the tongue of many bells was stirred in heaven's tower to ring, when the voice of mortal maid was heard, that was the mother of heaven's king. Glad is the world and fair this night, with stars about its head, and the hall is filled with laughter and light, and fires are burning red. The bells of paradise now ring, with bells of Christendom, and Gloria, Gloria we will sing, that God on earth is come. Thank you. I love that.
That was absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much for that.
You're welcome.
I think we have an add-on.
Yes, we do.
Okay, who is that?
It is Salem Erickson.
I love her. Oh, yeah.
Coming up, Salem wants to share some of her art. Would you
Awesome.
like me to stand up with you, maybe show them, and you can tell us about it.
I made this.
She needs a microphone.
There's one by Isaac, the red one by Isaac. We can
Oh,
turn it
that's
on.
good. Here.
It's on. It's on.
All right, there you go.
I made this sleeve this year, and I did it in art this year.
That's wonderful. You have more to share? I saw it. She's really good.
I made this. And
What are they? I know, I can see.
I've been
Can you hold them up?
practicing a lot to do this.
Hey, Pastor Steve, will you hold it up? Will somebody hold it up?
Here.
There you go.
Thank you.
Very nice.
You have a lot more, don't you? There you go. You want to tell us about that?
So this one right here is the strawberry, that one the chocolate, and this one is a young cow.
That was lovely.
I made this in kindergarten with Mrs. McClellan.
Aw.
It was fun to make with her.
Wonderful. So when I was waiting on,
I drew this year, and it's one of my favorite drawings. And I made this for my mom and dad.
told me at dinner she freehand drew that. That's not a Tracy. That's amazing.
Is that a dragon?
Yes.
Wow.
That's your favorite? Do you have another? One more?
Oh, this one too.
Okay. Two more. Tell us about that one.
I made this because I like Pokemon, and
Yeah.
I collect a lot of cards, and it's one of my favorites. I made this one this year too, and I made it in school, and I made it with my teacher, Mrs. Austin, in second grade. And I have a lot of favorites in this, and this is another one of my favorites.
What a talented person you are. Thank you so much for sharing your art, Salem. Now, I have to say, this next person, I'm a bit of a groupie. He is a wonderful performer, and his guitar playing is outstanding. Don't you think so, Matthew?
Yes, it is, very much.
Oh my gosh, we are so excited to welcome to our stage.
Mark Amidon.
Yay! Take it away.
Thank you, Puppet. Get into that. You asked me what I want this year, and I'm trying to say it kind of clear, just a chance. Maybe we'll find better days. 'Cause I don't need boxes wrapped in strings and designer love or empty things, just a chance. Maybe we'll find better days. So take these words and sing out loud, 'cause everyone is forgiven now. 'Cause tonight's the night the world begins again. And there's someplace special we could live, and there's something only you can give, and that's faith, and peace, and trust while we're alive. And there's one more child who saved this world, and there's 10 million more who probably could if we'd all stop and say a prayer for them. So take these words and sing out loud, 'cause everyone is forgiven now. Tonight's the night the world begins again. Yeah, tonight's the night the world begins again. I wish everyone was one tonight, and maybe we could stop this kind of together, baby, well, not every day. So take these words and sing out loud, 'cause everyone is forgiven now. Tonight's the night the world begins again. Tonight's the night the world begins again.
I'm gonna start. Is that okay? Let me know, Miss Mary.
Puppets, I think we're good.
Okay. All right, everybody. Here we go. Jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride. Jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride. Hey! Good job! Woo! Now, our next song, we're going to start out with just Evelyn, and Evelyn doesn't mind. I might sing low behind her because this is like my favorite. Evelyn's going to sing it through first by herself with my help, and then everybody's going to sing it together. Does that sound all right, kids? Yeah. All right, yay! All right, Miss Evelyn, are you ready? Okay, here we go.
No crib for us, the little Lord Jesus laid down his sweet head. The stars in the sky looked down where he lay. The little Lord Jesus asleep on the hay. No crib for a bed. The little Lord Jesus laid down his sweet head. The stars in the sky look down where he lay. The little Lord Jesus asleep on the hay.
Woo! All right, we've got a super fun one now, and kids know extra words, right? All right, we're gonna sing Rudolph. Are you ready, kids? All right, here we go. Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer had a very shiny nose, and if you ever saw it, you would even say it glows. All of the other reindeer used to laugh and call him names. They never let poor Rudolph join in any reindeer games. Then one foggy Christmas Eve, Santa came to say, Rudolph, with your nose so bright, won't you guide my sleigh tonight? Then all the reindeer loved him, and they shouted out with glee. Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer, you forgot his story. All right, well, we have just one left, and it is especially to our audience. We want to wish you a Merry, Merry Christmas. All right, are we ready, guys? We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. The tidings we bring to you and your kin. Good tidings for Christmas and a Happy New Year. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas
And let's do a sound test.
Here, Jordan.
Is this one on the? Test, test. That's how you do it. It's called turning on the correct way. And Steve, are you working? Is your microphone
I think so.
on? Okay, Jill?
I
Can we hear you?
Yeah.
Okay, George. You can hold it, whatever you have. This is a story that I had found years ago about a Christmas truce in 1914 during World War I. And when I mentioned this story to Bob Day, anyone who is friends with Bob Day on Facebook knows that he has an attic that is filled with, I don't know if they can walk through it, but they have multiple generations and multiple family members' stuff. And when I told him about this, he was able to find his grandfather's World War I uniform, including this wonderful picture of his grandfather. And for those of you who know who we affectionately call Robbie Day, the grandson, looks just like his great-grandfather, which I think is fabulous. So if you would like to check this out afterwards, it is a good thing to do. So we start this, and a reader's circle is basically one of the easiest things to put together because it requires no additional preparation than being able to read. So this is a letter. Well, let me just read the beginning of the script here, and we will let our foursome take things over from here. World War I was fought over 100 years ago, from July 1914 to November 1919. Obviously, the United States' involvement in this war started a little bit later than 1914, but our story is based on an informal truce that happened in the first month of World War I in the trenches of France on Christmas Eve between the British and the German soldiers. Our Reader's Theater tonight represents various family members throughout England reading a letter that they received from their beloved doughboy in the late December of 1914. Our special thanks to Jamie McClellan, Jill Butler, Jordan Butler, and Steve Marin for bringing voice to this remarkable event. So without any further ado, The Christmas Truce, a Reader's Theater production by Aaron Shepard.
Christmas Day, 1914. Dear Mother, my dear sister Janet,
Wonderful Uncle Charles.
my darling Midge, it's 2 in the morning and most of our men are asleep in their dugouts. Yet, I could not sleep myself for writing to you the wonderful events of Christmas Eve. In truth, what happened seemed almost like a fairy tale, and if I hadn't been through it myself, I would scarcely believe it.
Just imagine, while you and the family sang carols before the fire there in London, I did the same with enemy soldiers here on the battlefields of France.
As I wrote before, there's been little serious fighting of late. The first battles of the war left so many dead that both sides had held back until replacements could come from home. So we have mostly stayed in our trenches and waited. But what a terrible waiting it has been, knowing that any moment an artillery shell might land and explode beside us in the trench, killing or maiming us. And in the daylight, we dare not lift our heads above ground for fear of the sniper's bullets.
In the rain, it has fallen almost daily. Of course it collects right in our trenches, where we must bail it out in pots and pans. And with the rain comes mud, a good foot or more deep. It splatters, it cakes everything, and constantly sucks at our boots. One neighbor group got his feet stuck in it, and then his hands too, when he had tried to get out.
Through all this, we couldn't help feeling curious about the German soldiers across the way. After all, they faced the same dangers we did and slogged about in the same muck.
What's more, their first trench was only 50 yards from ours. Between us lay no man's land, bordered on both sides by barbed wire. They were close enough that sometimes we could hear their voices.
Of course, we hated them whenever they tried to kill our friends. But at other times, we joked about them and almost felt as if we had something in common.
And now it seemed it felt the same.
Just yesterday morning, Christmas Eve day, we had our first good freeze. Cold as we were, we welcomed it because at least the mud froze solid.
Everything was tinged white with frost, while a bright sun shone over all. Perfect Christmas weather.
During the day, there was little shelling of rifle fire from either side, and as darkness fell on Christmas Eve, the shooting stopped entirely. Our first complete silence in months. We hoped it might promise a peaceful holiday, but we didn't count on it. We'd been told that the Germans might attack and try to catch us off guard.
I went to the dugout to rest, and lying on my cot. I must have drifted asleep. All at once, my friend was shaking me awake, saying, "Come and see what the Germans are doing." I grabbed my rifle, stumbled out into the trenches, and stuck my head cautiously above the sandbags.
I never hoped to see a stranger and more lovely sight. Clusters of tiny lights were shining all along the German line, left and right, as far as the eye could see.
What is it? They asked in bewilderment, and someone answered, "It's Christmas trees."
So it was. The Germans had placed Christmas trees in front of their trenches, lit by candlelight and lanterns like beacons of goodwill. And then we heard their voices raised in song. Silent night, holy night.
Miss Carol may not have been familiar as to Britain, but I've never heard a lovelier carol and more meaningful in that quiet, clear night, with only the light of the first quarter moon.
When the song finished, the men in our trenches applauded. Yes, British soldiers applauded Germans. Then one of our own men started singing, and we all joined in. The angels sing.
We sounded not nearly as good as the Germans with their fine harmonies, but they responded with enthusiastic applause for their own, and then began another.
Oh, Tannenbaum, Tannenbaum. Then we replied, oh, come, come, ye faithful. But this time the Germans joined us, British and German, harmonizing across no man's land. I would have thought nothing could be more amazing. But what came next was more so.
English, come over. We heard one of them shout. You know shoot, we know shoot.
There in the trenches, we looked at one another in bewilderment and nervously shouted back, "No, you come over!"
To our astonishment, we saw two figures rise from the trench, climb over the barbed wire, and advance, unprotected, across no man's land.
One of them called, send officer to talk.
I saw one of our men lift his rifle to the ready, and no doubt others did the same. But our captain called out, "Hold your rifle." Then he climbed out and went to meet the Germans halfway.
We heard them talking, and a few minutes later, the captain came back with a German cigar in his mouth. We've agreed there will be no shooting before midnight tomorrow, but sentries are to remain on duty, and the rest of you stay alert.
Across the way, we could make out two groups of 2 or 3 men starting out of the trenches and coming toward us.
Then some of us were climbing out too. And in minutes more, there we all were in no man's land, over 100 soldiers and officers on each side, shaking hands with men we've been trying to just killed one another hours before that.
Before long, a bonfire built, and around it we mingled, British khaki and German gray. I must say, the Germans were better dressed, with fresh uniforms for the holiday.
Only a couple of our men knew German, but more of the Germans knew English. I asked one of them why that was.
Because many have worked in England. Before all this, I was a waiter at the Hotel Cecil. Perhaps I waited your table.
Perhaps you did, I said laughingly.
Then, one of the German soldiers said that he had a girlfriend in London, and the war had interrupted their plans for marriage. I told him, don't worry. We'll have you beat by Easter. Then you can come back and marry your girl.
He laughed at that. Then he asked if I could post a letter to her. I said I would.
Another German had been a porter at Victoria Station. He showed me a picture of his family back in Munich. His eldest sister was so lovely. I said I should like to meet her someday. He beamed and said that he would like that very much and gave me his family's address.
Even those who could not converse could still exchange gifts. Our tea for their coffee, our corned beef for their sausages, badges and buttons from uniforms changed owners, and one of our lads walked off with the infamous spiked helmet.
These are not the savage barbarians we've read so much about. They are men with homes and families, hopes and fears, principles, and yes, love of a country.
In other words, men like ourselves. Why are we led to believe otherwise?
As it grew late, a few more songs were traded around the fire, and then all joined in for, I'm not lying to you, for Old Lang Syne.
Should old
Acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind.
then we parted with promises to meet again tomorrow.
And some even talked of a football match. I was just starting back to the trenches when my older German clutched my arm.
Why can't we have peace and all go home?
I told him gently, and you must ask your emperor. He looked at me then, searching me.
Perhaps, my friend, but also we must ask our hearts. And so, dear mother,
Uncle,
Sister,
Wife, tell me, has there ever been such a Christmas Eve in all of history?
then what does it all mean? This impossible befriending of enemies.
for the fighting here, of course, it means regrettably little. Decent fellows, those soldiers may be, but they follow orders, and we do the same.
besides, we are here to stop their army and send it home, and never could we shirk that duty.
Still, one cannot help but imagine what would happen if the spirit shown here were caught on by all the nations of the world.
Of course, disputes must always arise.
But what if our leaders were to offer well wishes in place of warnings?
Songs in place of slurs.
Presents in place of reprisals.
Would not all war end at once?
All nations singing for peace.
Yet on this magical Christmas morning, I wonder if we want it quite enough. Can we put aside fighting to share the beauty of the Christmas message? Can we share this Christmas spirit throughout the year, showing kindness all year long?
Yours truly,
Yours always,
Sincerely,
With all my love, John.
Andrew.
Philip.
Tom. Thank you.
The puppets are next.
The puppets are next.
What's that, puppets?
The puppets.
Okay. It was such a moving poem, I just didn't know for sure if it was coming out. That was beautiful, everyone. Thank you so much for putting peace in our hearts. We would like to, before we do the final closing, Carol, and we would like to send a big thank you out to all the folks who made this happen. But first, we'd like to really thank the sound which is Andrea Marin and Bill Weigel. Thank you so much. We would also like to thank the PWA, especially the following people for that yummy dinner. Did you have some of that yummy dinner? Yes, I did. It was wonderful. Okay. Well, shout out to Ruth Bowden, Cindy Jenkins, Karen Baldwin, Betty Lloyd, Brenda Oda, Ann Brienza, Sarah Stoller, and Miss Joan Ritter. We really love your stuff. And a special thank you to Miss Sue Crowder for putting this together. We would also like to thank the readers here again, a very good reading. Ann Manshaw is the one who adapted that and directed it. Let me thank you. My favorites, all the children and their teachers. We want to say a special shout out to Cal and Cole and Nora and Owen. We would also like to thank Isaac Marin and Scarlett and Phoebe and Salem. And we'd also like to thank the Nora Letts as well, because Miss Evelyn and Nora and Scarlett, you did wonderful. We thank you so, so much. I personally would like to thank Matthew, which is this one to me, Michelle Silvan. He has a great taste in hats. And of course, I'm Vicki Shields. And Becky and I want to say thank you so much, and please enjoy this last moment, Silent Night.
You are going to sing with us. Some of us have learned to use these bells just about 10 minutes time, about 10 minutes before appetizers serve. So you will sing well, you will sing loud, you will enjoy life. In your hymnal, page 60, is Silent Night. For those of you who do not know all three verses, we're going to sing 3 verses of Silent Night. Thank you. Jordan is going to give us our first note so that we know what we're singing, what key we're singing in. Got it? Seth, are you coming?
You gave away my bell.
It's right there.
No, it's not. You picked it up and went that way.
Oh, it's here. You look around and you count, and it's like somebody's missing. I think that was our Sunday school class today. Thank you.
I get it.
All righty. Give it to them again. 1, 2, ready, go.
Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright. Round yon virgin, mother and child, holy infant, so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace, sleep in heavenly peace. Silent night, holy night, shepherds wake
Thank you, everyone. December is a busy month, and I just wish some of the peace and maybe just the stillness of sitting here in our room, sitting here in the sanctuary, you can carry it out into your practice schedules, especially you with families. I know what that's like. Just go with the blessings of a very happy and meaning-filled Advent, and I wish you a Merry Christmas, and I hope to see you all around here quite a bit in the next number of weeks. Go with the blessings of God the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you. Wonderful job.
I'm gonna have to clearly take